Hi, everyone. Happy Friday and welcome to Social Pulse Weekly. I'm so excited that you guys are joining us. We took a week off last week, but now we're here with an amazing panel of people, and we are focused on talking about the current state of social media and helping push things forward to positive change, and also helping you as we're all kind of starting to recover after the coronavirus, though it's still around, but things are slowly opening up. And so we can hopefully all have a very successful second half of 2020 and beyond. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Let us know if you're watching, who you are, where you're watching us from, and something you're looking forward to for the rest of the month. I can't believe it's already mid-June. I feel like last Monday was June 1st, and I'm like, wow, it's already June, and now we're mid-June. We have to say that, which is nuts. But anyway, hopefully you guys are all doing great and are all doing wonderful. I want to give a big shout out to our show sponsor, Christine Gritman. She's amazing and fabulous. Follow her at C Gritman on all the social channels. She is basically your DIY social strategist, a micro business mega fan, a live streamer, a speaker, a trainer, and so much more. If you're struggling right now with your social media strategy, she's the person you need to follow and hire. With that said, so we're going to introduce our panel. Now, this is amazing, and these people are incredible. I've seen them speak on stages, multiple stages actually at that. They're doing wonderful things, and we're going to have a really great positive conversation right now. So the first person is the amazing Jaime Cohen. She's an internationally recognized speaker, communication coach, trainer, and founder of The Right Words. I've had amazing conversations with Jaime, starting, I think, even last summer, Jaime. She teaches you to level up, right? Yeah, it's been wonderful. Level up. She teaches you to level up your communication skills and become well-equipped to connect more deeply during an interaction. Jaime is a top LinkedIn creator whose content has created community and amassed millions of views. She has spoken internationally and at events like VidCon about strong communication for relationship building, storytelling, and connecting with your audience using video. Recently, Jaime launched a course with LinkedIn Learning, which is so awesome, Connecting with Your Audience Using Video, it's titled, which teaches you how to feel comfortable and confident on camera and create great video to grow your LinkedIn audience. So, Jaime, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to have you in the house and just get your insight on LinkedIn and basically everything that's going on right now across social media. So, yeah, welcome to the show. And then with that said, let's welcome our amazing second guest. She's from Lima, Ohio, Jessika Phillips. She is a social media strategist known for her outspoken dedication to relationship marketing. And I saw her speak earlier this year right before COVID-19 happened at Social Media Marketing World. And literally, I was pushing people out of the way. Like, it was standing room only, to the point that they weren't letting people in because so many people wanted to be in a room. So with that said, she's an in-demand, her agency, first of all, Now Marketing Group, is an in-demand agency that everyone wants to work with because they do create amazing strategies for their clients. But then her personally, hearing her speak, her perspective is incredible. So really quick, Jessica's personal mission is to inspire people to love more, give more, and be more through using authentic relating in their everyday to build relationships. She founded Now Marketing Group in 2010, so 10 years ago, with only a laptop and a vision. The company is now a Forbes recognized agency partner and a certified inbound partner with HubSpot. Now Marketing Group works with more than 100 clients across the United States and beyond, choosing to serve and not sell. She teaches comprehensive relationship marketing, presents in a weekly video cast, The Magnet Marketers, and hosts one of the largest social Midwest conferences, Social Media Week Lima, which is a go in September for right now. So Jessika, I love you so much. She's also one of my best friends and kind of Queenie's roomies. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me with all these all-stars together. I love it.
I know, I'm so excited. And last but not least, the amazing Troy Sandidge. So Troy has a passion, a fire about him that I've never seen anywhere else. And he's also got a great smile that brightens the room wherever he goes. He's also brilliant on top of that, right? So he's kind of like the triple threat. But Troy provides successful social media marketing strategies and solutions for growing SMBs to multi-billion-dollar enterprise brands. Let's replay that again, multi-billion-dollar enterprise brands. As a former vice president of a brand agency and serving as a strategist for various clients worldwide, the Chicago native helps people reach on average 4 times their ROI via marketing through his DART marketing methodology and simplicity of approach. Troy is also a featured speaker, streamer, marketer, director, investor, and Twitter fanatic. With that said, Troy, welcome to the show. I'm so excited you are here.
Thank you for having me on the show with this amazing panel. I'm ready.
I know. So let's bring everyone on. I'm so excited that you guys are all here. A big shout out to our show producer, Mike Alton, who, when we have more than one person, it can be a little tricky, but he does an amazing and incredible job always. And let's see who's joining us today. We've got Dawn Stanley. Dawn, it is so great to see you here. Obviously, the amazing Scott Ayers, our content scientist. We've got Tony Schmidt. We've got our amazing community manager, Deb Mitchell. Juan Santiago. Juan, what is going on? How are you doing? What is something positive that's happened in your life? And you guys, let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to, maybe for the second half of 2020. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel better with things kind of opening up. Honestly, like, it's been an emotional roller coaster ride, I think, for everyone. But now that we're seeing, okay, we can still be safe and socially distanced, but see each other maybe and open things up, it's made it a little bit easier for everyone. So with that said, I want to go kind of around. We'll do Jessika, Troy, and then Jaime. Jessika, what's something you're looking forward to, or something positive that's recently happened in your life? You recently actually had a launch, right? So let's talk about that for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. So my amazing team just surprised me and helped me relaunch my personal website, which was awesome. And I would say that's something kind of positive that's been going on right now with everything else that's been going on, and not us not being able to work in the office. We've all been working remote, having that privilege. And something that's positive going on, I would say, is it's allowed more time to kind of focus in deliberately, because they're not running to dance practice after work hours and band and all these other things. So we've been able to focus in on work and family and be more intentional with our work. And we've got a lot of things done for the agency. And then my team surprised me with launching a new personal website that's been in the works for a while, but not been able to kind of get through because client work comes first. But they just launched my personal website yesterday. So I was excited.
And that's actually linked in the group. We've got jessicaphillips.com, and then we've got nowmarketinggroup.com as well. So, and then she's also managed with all this going on. We're still having Social Media Week Lima in September, which is going to be so exciting. So, Jessika, that's amazing.
On the show, we'll be there. So
yeah. Awesome. Oh my God. I know. It's going to be in person, guys. We're going to try and do this safely in person, which I think we can pull it off and show people that we can have in-person conferences. Because like you said, Jessika, relationship marketing, you need that human kind of interaction. Otherwise, it's a little bit of a struggle. So with that said, Troy, what's something awesome and exciting that's happened to you recently?
I
like throwing you on the spot.
Political climate, obviously, but what I have been loving is the conversation. I have never seen, in my 28 years on this earth and 10 years really deep into social, the transparency and authenticness of conversations of just being real and vulnerable. People asking about what they don't know, and everyone just educating and teaching each other. Yes, there's a lot of negative stuff going on, obviously, but within our community and marketing, and a lot of businesses and brands and corporations are reaching out, are asking questions. And I believe it's along so many other diversities and minorities that have really authentic conversations, and it's been really great. On the flip side, I've been blessed to be as a marketing director for Brightly Homes. I've been serving for them. It's been great. It's a good team. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. And outside of that, I'm working on a slight rebrand in the works. I kind of released that just now. So it should be launching pretty soon. So I'm really excited about that.
Wow. A lot of amazing, good things going on. I know this time has been tough, for people suffering, if you have a family member with COVID and then everything else that's going on. But I think we're all moving in such a positive direction. And I love the open conversation, because I think a lot of people have been maybe scared to ask about things they don't know. And I love how the majority, it's all inclusive. It's like, okay, not taking offense, but let's help educate you so we can all become just a unified, amazing group of people. So I love it. That's awesome, Troy. Congratulations on all the other stuff too. Now, Jaime, what's something amazing and positive that's happened for you during the coronavirus or something you're looking forward to?
Well, in general, something that's been really special about the coronavirus is, if you can even say that, is just the relationships that have strengthened since everything has happened. And I think we all have such busy lives. And when we're all at home and there's really nowhere to go, you are able to, everything has stopped. So you have this opportunity to focus on the things that are important. So that's been great for me personally. Professionally, I've loved having the opportunities that I've had to work on some great projects recently. I worked on a project recently with Kenya Starkey. They launched a profile or a website called Roll Her Decks. It's a digital Rolodex for women and girls of color who own businesses. So it's a way that they can find each other. And if you're not a woman or girl of color, you can support these people by going onto the website, checking them out. So it's been great to help. I'm really passionate about giving a voice to people who don't necessarily always have a voice. And like Troy was saying, I've been really inspired by the conversations that have been going on and have had the opportunity to and the honor to be a part of a lot of those conversations. So something that I have been working on is offering some training to individuals and organizations on diverse and inclusive communication. So how to join conversations that are difficult, how to say things that are going to make people feel supported, and how to connect with one another on a level that is really inclusive so everyone feels like they're part of the conversation.
I love that. And you're so good when it comes to strategy and using your words for positive change and everything else. So, Jaime, that's all wonderful and so amazing. So, yay, congratulations to you. Congratulations to everyone on the panel. And for those of you watching as well, share with us what you have going on that's exciting. And if you're working on a project and you need some help, you need some advice, let us know. This is a open conversation, a safe place where you can ask questions, and just about any question is okay. Just about. Sometimes I have to filter for a few things. I can't say everything's okay to ask, but we want this to be a safe place that if you're insured something, you can totally ask us, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. And with that said, I'm going to start off with you, Jessika, and then we can kind of go around as well. But you focus on relationship marketing, and you do an incredible job with that. And I know the rest of you do as well. I would love for you to share with us, probably in like a minute or two, some of the key points that businesses and entrepreneurs can put into their strategy, if it's not in there already, to make sure that they are having this like human connection and really focused on building relationships and not just pushing out content and selling.
Yeah, and I've been inspired by this whole panel and what everyone shared already so far. And I think there's some confusion sometimes when you talk relationship marketing because the word marketing is associated with it. So really what brands need to focus on, and what Troy and Jaime both hit on too, is having the conversation, right? Like they're inspired that people are having the conversation, people and brands. And when it comes to relationship marketing, that's what it's all about. How can you as a brand first have a brand identity, right? Like, so people can understand who you are at your core, and your brand has a personality. So when you're showing up to present anything that you're doing online, it feels inviting to start that conversation, and people know where you stand on things. And then that is so crucial right now more than ever. If we look at how things are progressing with the conversations that are being said right now, we see this kind of zero tolerance from many that are like, hey, we want to know where you stand on things. And the just generic push a message out isn't really going to sit with us. And it's really not a time right now where many are truly marketing online in the same way, because they're looking at just pushing out a message, and people are like, how can you just push out a sales message when things are in the climate that they are right now, whether that's the coronavirus or the things that are going on with this new movement of, Black Lives Matter and things that are going on. People want to see where a brand stands. So if you haven't already started with starting with the relationship focus first, meaning knowing who you are at your core as a brand, having this brand personality and tone that you say, here's who we are, here's who we want to work with, here's how we're going to show up to serve you, have a conversation with you, as well as, of course, do business with you. But I like to say it's like the difference of a company that's just selling a water bottle, which is not going to stand out from any other company that's selling a water bottle, right? Or if it's a company that's showing up to help you live an extraordinary life, but they just happen to sell water bottles, right? It's shifting the mindset from just getting people to buy from you to getting them to belong with you. And then when you have to shift your marketing messages because of the climate, things change with COVID or anything that pops up. You can insert anything that pops up here. You know how to still show up online in a way that's going to be supportive and start that conversation with your community because you've focused on relationships first. And that allows you to still continue being part of the conversation. Like the things that Jaime's doing is amazing. What Troy's been talking about is amazing. The way that she's showing up to build now a resource for people to find someone of people of color and women of color to find them. And they're like, hey, if this is coming up in your business now where you're not sure how to hire someone to speak at your event because you're not sure and you want to bring in and support what's going on, hey, we're going to build a resource for you. And because of that company starting and already having this core where people know it's not just for the climate of what's going on, they know what's at the core of your business and that you truly care, they're going to be supportive of that.
And I love that. And you hit so many good points, Jessika, when it comes just having that conversation. And it's like almost kind of sort of like finding your tribe, but it's just building a community. I mean, it's when you take out the word selling and it's all about how can I help you and we help each other, it changes the whole narrative of everything and turns it into a positive direction, and it encourages that trust and everything else, which is so powerful. So I love that, Jessika. And then with that said, Troy, how are you kind of using relationship marketing in a way for what you do? How is there an example or two that you have that you've been like, wow, when I've just cared about, creating that community relationship, that's really helped me out so much?
Sure. So I was having some conversations, and as y'all know, I love Twitter. I'm on it all the time, and when I'm not on it, something's off. And I do tweet in real time too, by the way. So tune in with me. My point is, though, is that the past 2 weeks I just stopped. I stopped cold turkey. Every so often, maybe sharing a thought, sharing a post, or elevating someone else, but nothing of the traditional norms of marketing tips or hacks or brand elevations or anything like that. Has been really focused, and I've been really taking some time to really think about what I want to say. I'm a marketer, but I'm also a Black African American, and so there's a lot of that to balance. What I love about here's the power relationships. Now, if I did not establish my community and I was just broadcasting, and try to pay for followers and do everything for just ads and just people to just kind of fluff up the vanity metrics, the moment I stopped, everyone would have left. But you know what happened? I've had more private conversations through social media without even me doing one post. People checking in on me, people caring about me, people asking me questions, and knowing that with the relationship of how I posted and the manner of which I posted and my demeanor and how I try to come up as authentic as possible, flaws and all, people felt I was a safe space to have real, genuine questions and try to answer them or point them in directions that could help them. And sure, some of it was about marketing, some of it was about the day-to-day business, but some of it is just personal, state of what's going on. And I think sometimes, again, tying that into relationships, you cannot separate it. You can't act like, hey, this isn't impacting my business, COVID and everything else going on, I'm good to go, but it's impacting your audience. It's impacting those who buy from you. It's impacting those who are your brand advocates, who represent you, or potentially in the future. So what you do right now, whether lack thereof or how you elevate, is going to determine what's going to happen as far as your brand process over the next 6 to 9 months, if not the next following year and beyond. So relationships are very key and important, especially right now when you don't know about financial stuff. You can't push, or maybe you're a nonprofit and you can't ask all the time for donations because people are tight on money. But when you establish relationships, guess what? They still may donate to you because you're top of mind. They'll think about you. So build relationships, not just broadcasting. Have conversations online.
I love that. And if you guys have questions, anybody that's watching, please let us know, because we're like, you can find a more inclusive, understanding panel that, I mean, if you're struggling just with strategy or just, the current situation and what's going on, let us know. We're a safe place. This is totally okay. But I love that, Troy. And I think that's pretty amazing and so powerful. Like, even just thinking about what's going on is just like, and it's so funny. I think a lot of us are like, man, like, it's just, why didn't we have these conversations before, and so it's everything's moving in such a positive way, which I love. And Jaime, you are a lot about language, right? And how to talk to your executives, bosses, your followers and fans. How do you use relationship marketing to just, help brands and businesses and increase that community in a positive way?
Something that I talk about a lot is listening. The most important part of communication is listening. And a lot of us are quick to just push something out that sounds perfect. And that's something that's really hard to let go of, especially when you're working on your own business or your own brand. It's like your baby and you want to say the perfect thing, but it's not about saying the perfect words. It's about using the right ones. And that means words that are going to resonate with your audience. And I love what Troy said and what Jessika said, because it's it's all about the way that we're connecting with those around us. Because if you are trying to use the perfect words and you're constantly pushing out some message and not getting a response, you might as well be talking to a brick wall. But if instead you're listening and even asking questions to your community, what are you interested in hearing about? What is everyone dealing with right now? That's how you build a really strong voice, because people will connect on a human level. And that's also why I'm so passionate about video, because a lot can get lost in translation through a text or an email or something like that. But when you're using video and you're looking directly into the camera, you take a one-to-many experience and make it one-on-one, and have the opportunity to connect really deeply with the people and the person who is watching you. And then when you take that a step further and ask the questions that I was mentioning before, just what is everyone interested in? What resonated with what I've been posting lately? Then you can create content that supports your community, because your story, even though it's about you, the hero of the story has to be the audience. Meaning, if they can't resonate, or there isn't something that they can connect with in your story, it's not going to go anywhere. And that building the relationship of going through something together, even if it's just something minimal, creates a really strong connection that allows people not just to connect with you, but to connect with each other.
And that is so true. And I love how Lisa's like, boom. And basically, Eugene said, amen to listening. Listening is so key. If you're not paying attention to your audience and what their needs are, but just thinking you know what their needs are and pushing out content or whatever you're doing, that's just not going to help. But when you actually ask the question, it just instantly triggers, oh, wow, they actually really care. They're just not trying to sell me something or do something. They're genuinely asking, what I need help with, or trying to find a solution. So, which is so key and so powerful. And those are such great points. And we've got Justin Hornback. Justin, so great to see you again. You guys, Justin is a newcomer to Social Pulse Weekly, and his comments are gold, just so you know. Can't connect equals don't care. So true, Justin. We love you. I need you on this show. We'll connect after. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about dark social. And I've kind of tailored questions for each individual one. So I'm going to start off with Jessika for this one, and then we've got more questions for Troy and Jaime. But Jessika, can you talk about, first define what dark social is, and then break down within like a minute or two why we should care?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about dark social, define it from two different vantage points. The first is, what is it? Which dark social first is just the traffic. So it's a lot different than the dark web, by the way. Dark social, it just means the traffic that's coming to your website that cannot be attributed to something, meaning that you're getting these visits to your website, which it said like over 80% right now that's coming to your website. You can't track where it's coming from. So it makes the job of a business or a marketer super hard to know what's resonating with your audience and where's your traffic coming from. So where do you invest your time, right? And what's being searched, because the traffic and why it can't be attributed is because it's coming from the inbox, text messages, groups that are private settings that maybe you're not invited to connect, and the analytics can't pull from, or email, or just private niche communities that aren't open to pull the data in from. But what this looks like for you in a real level means conversations that are happening in smaller, more intimate communities that you need to be part of, because people are migrating and spending their time there. We just heard Jaime mention, we just heard Troy mention about having these conversations, and like what Troy said, he's not posting for a minute, but he's spending time listening as well as having more private conversations. And we're only seeing this grow and grow and grow. And in order to get invited to that conversation, you already have to have a relationship established or have had an impact enough on someone that's willing to be in these conversations still talking about you. I like to say it like, if you've ever had to move and, we all look at our Facebook friends list or our fans that are sometimes on our page and we think that there's thousands of them, right? Or we know that there's thousands of them, but then we're asked, how many of those people would you consider close friends? Or someone that would help you move, right? Like somebody that would show up and help you move. And that's the goal, is to get to more people that you can consider that's going to be advocates for you and be willing to bring you into their conversations, as well as you start the conversation to have them part of yours, so you can understand more where this traffic is coming from and what the context is behind those conversations. Because especially times like now, like what Troy is saying, if you as a brand don't know what to say, or you want to spend some time listening, which I think is the most important of anything, no matter what the climate is right now or not, spending time listening, but then starting a conversation, whether that be in Messenger, a Facebook group, or even texting with your audience back and forth, and having those people that you feel comfortable with to say, hey, how do you feel about this? How can I make an impact? What do you need right now? How can we serve you faster, smarter, better, to make sure that we're showing up on your behalf? And to Jaime's point, when those conversations happen, make it something that is audio, video, some way that you can really get your heart across in those messages. And it's more important than ever, whether you're a brand or operating as a solopreneur. We're all just connecting as humans at the end of the day, and that's where people are spending more of their time, and it's only going to grow. As Mark Zuckerberg and many others have said, the future of social is private. So we really need to focus on dark social more than ever now.
And it's so true, Jessika. I think everyone's realizing it's those personal connections that really mean something. And I love, finding people that'll actually help you move, because moving is such an arduous task. And trust me, you made me think. I'm like, what one of my friends would actually help me move? I'm like, and that's like, moving is kind of a big deal. So, and I love everything you're talking about when it comes to dark social, and why we need to be so aware of it right now and just for the future with all the private conversations. Stephen Love has a great comment. Sometimes the engagement and conversations you have in the comment section is just as important as the post itself. This is so true. Very, very true. Justin said, yep, the post can just be the start of the conversation, which is awesome. And I love how he said that. It should be the start of the conversation. It shouldn't be just like one and done and you're just like, don't look back of it. It should be the initiation of the conversation. And then also Trisha said, considered response in current climate is key at the moment. Mm-hmm. Reactive output can damage brand. And so it's, I can understand with, just uncertainty with everything that's going on, but you got to be careful and make sure, you're sensitive and just, you listen, you take time to listen, because seriously, what you and your brand do right now will impact you for years from now, and, there's, having those open conversations and just listening to your fans, your followers, and what your clients need, because a lot of them are also struggling from businesses and, loss of traction with customers just because of, the financial crisis at the same time. So it's a very tricky situation. So I think that's so important, Jessika, and I love that. With that said, we're going to transition to personal branding. Troy, this one's for you. But everyone, I would love everyone's input. I know. So Troy, I love you. I love Find Troy. But Troy, you've done so much to kind of grow yourself into this industry, the community, everything. Like, when I first met you, I was like, oh my gosh. And I know, Brian very well. But I would love to hear from you for any entrepreneurs out there, and then how you help businesses as well. But how do you create an amazing, incredible personal brand or brand for a business and exponentially grow it, rather than just going slow or really like not connecting with people?
So about the branding thing, I think it's funny. It's not like I just woke up one day and I'm like, I'm gonna become a brand. I'm gonna do all these different things and jump onto these different ventures. It doesn't start off that way. I might sound a little polished now, but I'm still that forever learning student. So one thing to recognize is, number one, you are a brand already, without having to do anything else, without having to have a logo or a Facebook page or tweeting a lot or whatever. I think people associate brands many times synonymously with celebrities, and that is not always the case. You are your own brand. So who better to represent you, articulate you, share you than you? So do not feel inferior. I know imposter syndrome is really hardcore. I deal with that every day, but I recognize and look at myself and I'm like, here I go. When I started this out, it was more so because I was curious. And then I turned into passion, and then I turned into love, and then nearly turned into a business. But what maintained that, combined with all of that, was community. Again, for a lot of us here, we all started off as, what's Twitter? How does that work? What's a TikTok? But again, reverse, that was Instagram. Oh, I'm not going to go on Instagram because whatever. Now we're at TikTok. That's another story. My point is that curiosity is bringing you in the door. You find the right people, those who are at your level, those who are above you, who are going to give you gems, who are going to open those doors and those opportunities. So you as an individual, you need to establish your brand. Now, sure, a lot of people, I like to ask people this question when they try to do something on LinkedIn, right? They'll say, yeah, I am a marketer at Google. That's great. That's amazing. That's a great opportunity. That's a big brand name. But who are you? Who are you? If that brand was gone, if they were bankrupt, God forbid, or something else happens, who are you? And I think that's what a lot of people are starting to realize, or that's a kind of a byproduct that has been happening the past couple of months, is people are recognizing that I am more than who I work for. I can do multiple things. I don't have to necessarily be a big shot and have the millions of followers or have the coveted blue check. I can still be impactful. And I kind of want to get away from people saying micro influencer. We're all influencers in our own communities. We all have strong voices. And if we can convince something and tell 10 people to do something and they find value in it, you just made someone's day. So how do we tie that into business? I sit down with them and I get them to recognize that, hey, each person that you're seeing, those numbers, they're a human. They go to work every day. They have stress. They have everything going on. You might have had a bad day. You're going through COVID-19. There's a lot going on in the social justice and God forbid and all the other stuff going on. There's a lot of people's mindsets, a lot of things going on within that. So you have to be able to understand that and talk about it. So I know we were talking about a few things earlier, and then you sent me some questions. One thing I think would be a good plug in here. For those who don't know me, know I love acronyms. So I'm going to share one with you. It's called PASS, and I prepared this just for today. The P is to present. So right now, a lot of brands don't know what to do. Present. That's not you forcing your opinion on someone. You're presenting data and maybe hoping, pushing discussions. The A is ask. Ask questions. Do you know how you can get so much engagement? Everyone, I want engagement. I want comments. Ask questions. It could be fun. It could be silly. It could be serious. People naturally want to share their opinions. So allow your community to do that. And guess what? You can take those opinions, to go on a live. So-and-so asked me about this. Here's my 3 tips. They're going to share it. You're going to find their value. And you just create a content by just what? Asking your community. And the other S is share. So you don't always have to broadcast. I know people think, I don't want to share stuff about a competitor or whatever. I want to keep it specifically my brand and what I do. Share a funny meme. You don't have to always talk about sell. Buy my book, buy my course, go to my website, go here, go there. You can just share and just have a fun moment, an innocent moment of just conversation. And the last one is sway. Right now, a lot of brands, if you're not doing, you gotta sway. Just sway. Right now is the time to sway. And if you're stuck on just being very specific on schedules for days, and you're not being aware of what's happening as a brand for your community, whether or not it impacts your bottom line, it still may impact your community. You should do something about it and change that. So definitely incorporate Path as a brand. And I've been really educating a lot of people on that. If I were to flip gears for 10 to 20 seconds, simply, I know there's a lot going on, and the conversation right now is about, injustice and how do we discuss it? Do we have to say something? Do we need to say something? Based on our community numbers, only 10% of the minorities or 80% of the minority. Should I do more? Should I do less? It doesn't matter what percentage. You should just, as a human to human, when something is wrong, we just need to stick up for each other and just share something. That doesn't mean you have to become an activist. That doesn't mean that your brand needs to now switch gears and do everything about what's going on. But at the same time, it's okay to apply the past method. Present things when you don't know what to say. Ask, elevate, share other things, and sway. If your content and your ads are running, switch it over and just wait. Be patient. Again, if you tied into what Jessika and what Jaime have been preaching all the time for years, relationships are key. If you establish a relationship with the community, when you're not posting every day, they understand and it's okay.
God, Troy. So first of all, I love everything you said, and everyone else loves you too. So you brought up so many good points. Ross Dunham said, well said, Troy. Deb Mitchell basically echoing, you are your own brand. Justin just said truth, which is basically to everything you're saying. Love that progression. Don Stanley said, very well said, Troy. Curiosity to passion to love, I think is so key. Stephen Love just said yes, yes, and yes to all of that. Amy Tischler is in the house. Amy, what's going on? She said, yes, Troy, we are all influencers. And I think that's something to remember as well. We are our own influencers to our own groups. And Deb said, present data, ask questions, share. You can share other people's stuff. And that can also bring good rapport too, when it's not just all about you and your content, but when you're sharing someone else's content that is really powerful and useful to your followers. But I love the past because Stephen said it really here: present, ask, share, sway, or present, ask, share, and sway. And so I love that, Troy. And I'm so glad you brought that up and you shared it with us here today because it's so powerful. And Eugene just said, Troy just dropped so much wisdom. And this is so true. You did. And I have to say one more thing, Troy. So if you guys go to Troy's Twitter account, find Troy in his pinned tweet. I love this. And this had over 500 retweets and over 700 likes. But he says, imagination is the engine, content is the fuel, social media is the highway, marketing is the roadmap, sales is the destination. And that's kind of just a great way to look at just marketing overall in general. And so I love that. Troy, you're so brilliant. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Now, Jaime, oh my gosh. So, and there's you know what I realized? I'm like, man, we've already been talking for almost 40 minutes. I wish we had 3 hours because you guys are such a wealth of knowledge and we could have a great conversation probably for days. Though my producer's like, Jen, no. I've even talked to him about having like a 24-hour, mostly joking live show. And he's like, yeah, no. But Jaime, so I would love to hear from you. First of all, a lot of people may be out of work during this time and they're not sure how to ramp up their LinkedIn profile. What tips do you have for people and businesses for their LinkedIn profile, as well as you're really good with your words, how to communicate during this time and have that open conversation with your fans and followers?
Well, I have so many things to piggyback off of what Troy said, but personal brand is such a big thing. When I always say that if you have a strong personal brand, you'll always be in high demand. And people get scared when they think of personal brand, I think, because it's used so frequently now. It seems kind of like a buzzword and no one seems to really know what it means anymore. But all it really is what you're known for. So what your reputation is. And the beautiful thing about social media is you don't have to wait for someone else. It's not like being in high school where your reputation is built by the people around you. You get to build your reputation. You get to tell your story. And this is something that you can start doing in your LinkedIn profile. And so there are several, I mean, I could do a whole hour on this because there's so many different things, but at a very high level, there are a few different components that you should really focus on your LinkedIn profile. So your profile picture, it should be a picture where you're looking directly at the camera. It should be well lit. And it should be a picture that really does a good job of representing you, that makes you seem approachable. So I would stay away from black and white photos. I'd stay away from group photos, just a nice clear photo that shows your personality. Then the next part is you have your background image, which is amazing real estate. So this is an opportunity for you to explain exactly what it is you do. And I loved what Troy was saying before about someone who has a big time job at Google. Where you work is not what you're known for. Who you are is what you're known for. So I talk to a lot of people about this who are worried about compliance. So they say, well, I'm working at a big company and I'm afraid if I start posting about different things, they're going to think that I am looking for a job elsewhere or that I am not loyal to this company. But the thing is that if you talk about the things that you're passionate about, it doesn't look in any way like you're looking for a new job. So in this background image, you can say, you put a picture of yourself, your name, and then a few, like 3 different things that you focus on when you're having conversations. And maybe some of those things are within, and hopefully, because if you're looking for a new job, this will be helpful within the field that you're looking. And so this is the first thing that people will see when they come to your profile. The next part is the tagline. So that's right under your name. And a lot of people here will just use something like CEO of this, vice president of this, marketing manager, something like that. But that doesn't describe who you are and what you're about. And this is giving you a great opportunity to just have your own little zinger to explain very clearly what you do. So in mine, I help you use the right words. And then I have my hashtag, and I have that I'm a speaker and a number of other things. So in that tagline, you should put the thing that you are focused on most right now. And if you're looking for a job, in that first part, you should say exactly what you are doing now. So pose it as if you're doing it now, but also something that you would like to be doing. So if you're out of work and you're looking for an analyst position, you can say something passionate analyst about ROI, KPIs, whatever it is that you're looking for. That's a great thing to list right there. And then lastly is the summary area. So this is a great opportunity for you to sell yourself, whether you're looking for a job or you have a business that's struggling or you have a business that's doing well. Your profile is the place where you should sell. So LinkedIn, the content that you post on LinkedIn is a little bit different than other platforms, but also similar in some ways, that your content should be you telling your story, you educating about the things that you're passionate about or that you are offering as part of your services, but not selling. So this is the whole idea of social selling. So telling a story, educating, entertaining. But then in your profile, that's where you sell really hard. So in your summary, you should have a call to action of like what people should get in touch with you for. And you can do this if you have a business or you're looking for a job. But a really important part of the summary is making it skimmable. And I'm sure you've all seen a lot of summaries where people just have big blocks of text that say all of their amazing accomplishments, which in some ways is okay because of keyword search. If people are using LinkedIn navigators, that those words might come up, but also you have all of these other areas like your tagline, which will help you come up in the search as well. So make it skimmable, have some bullet points about what you're about, what you do and what you're interested in, and where people can find you, because that's the most important thing, is how can people get in touch with you? Why should they follow you? And what if a recruiter comes to your page, like, is it very clear exactly the sort of work that you're doing or the exact sort of work that you're looking for?
Jaime, this is like such great tips. And so Ross Dunham I love him so much. He says, this makes me think differently about my LinkedIn presence. Thanks for the tips. Like literally, Jamie, yes, we should just push this to like 4 hours long. I'm just kidding, Mike. I'm totally just kidding. But no, those are such powerful tips, Jamie. Seriously, thank you so much. And that's going to help everyone, especially in thinking about LinkedIn, now. And this is a really quick follow-up question, Jamie. It's not just a place where you're trying to job hunt or anything. It's a place where people consume content. Really quick, in like 60 seconds, what's most powerful content that you can post on LinkedIn?
The most powerful content that you can post is content that's going to be educational, entertaining, and engaging. So there is a lot of inspirational content, which is great. We all need to be inspired, but what will make you really stand out is giving people information they can use right away. So this is a great way to combine your story with some education. So talk about something that you've been through, but then also provide actionable steps. So if someone's going through the same thing, what can they do to get out of it instead of having to go through what you did, where you tried something and you didn't have the success you were looking for and you had to spend years or months or however long searching for the answer. You're providing these answers, which is also a great passive call to action, because then people will say, oh, wow, I really resonated with your story. These tips that you've listed are going to help me significantly. I actually have some more questions for you. And then you can go in and say, hey, shoot me a DM. Let's get on a phone call. And so it's a great way to build a community if you haven't built one already. It's a great way to find a job. It's a great way to sell your services. But all of these things that we're discussing all have to do with building relationships, getting people to notice you for your story, and also because they feel seen and heard by you.
And that's so, like the way you said, seen and heard by you, people need that. Like we crave human interaction and to be welcomed and, included in something, a part of something. We crave that. And so I think that's really been hard for a lot of people, even just during the social distancing, not being able to see people. And it's one of the reasons why, like, I live by myself, guys. Like, I love these shows. I'm like, let's make it several hours because I need that interaction. I crave, all of that connecting with people. So that is such great advice. Jamie, thank you so much. And there's a great conversation going on in the comments. Stephen Love has a great question. Justin, I'm sure it's great. So Stephen Love has a question. Can you build a personal brand while building a company brand without causing conflict between the two? Troy said yes, 1,000 times yes. I say that too. So this is going to be the last question, unless someone else has a question. You're more than welcome to bring that up, but we'll go around. And so we're going to answer your question, Stephen. And then also I have one last question for you guys as well. What's the one thing you wish you had done in your professional career, or wish you had changed and done differently in your professional career? And we're going to try and keep this to 60 seconds each. Rapid fire. Jessika, go.
Yeah, just real quick first, I love what Jamie said about seen and heard, but I really think right now, since we're talking about the future of social and where we're going, it's about being felt, right? Like having someone feel like the experience that you're trying to present as a brand. And that's what's important. So I think the question about personal brand and business brand. So like, for example, I have Now Marketing Group, that's the agency, but that's the work that I do. But who I am, the personal brand, me being, a person that's integrated into relationship marketing, that's what I stand for. My personal mission is to help people love more, give more, and be more within their business life through authentic relationships. That translates over to the agency. So things that I'm presenting could go both ways, right? Like I could be presented on Now Marketing Group's page, but the experiences that I have and the relationships that I have and people that I'm trying to include in the conversations that I have are coming from me. So when we talk about the future of social and where we're going right now, it really needs to be focused on personalized experiences, right? It needs to be focused on conversations, engagement, and helping people really truly understand who you are and getting past like just the vanilla kind of blanket stuff, and not forgetting to take it offline as well, because the offline stuff really can impact how it's being presented and how you're connecting online. So like right now during the COVID stuff, like we've been sending a card a week or a personalized, something to clients and to others to let them know we're thinking about them. So don't forget to take it, offline. And to answer your question, Jen, about something I wish I would have done differently, I really wish at the very beginning I would have identified who my target audience is from the very jump of creating the business versus just taking on people and hoping that I could make them happy. Because it's so important now more than ever to really understand who you can really serve and connect with. So you are seen, felt, and, heard while you're connecting with them and can serve them versus just trying to take on the wrong client that neither one of you are going to be happy at the end of the day. So you're either building culture credit or culture debt is what I like to say all the time. So really think about every client that you accept on how this is going to represent you as a company by taking them on. Are you guys aligned with how you believe? And at the end of the day, are they going to truly be happy with what you can provide? Or should you refer them to someone that can maybe serve them better?
And Jessika, that's so smart because it's almost like when you post on social media, what's your goal? You shouldn't just post to post. What's your goal? How are you going to measure it? It goes into that same bucket of, make sure you know who your core audience is or who you're trying to reach. Otherwise, you're kind of just throwing darts out there in the atmosphere and just hoping they come back to you. So Jessika, great advice. Troy, all right, you're the next one. So Troy, you can maybe do a quick couple tidbits on Stephen Love's question. And then also, what would you do differently if you could? What's the one thing that you would do differently?
All right, real quick, I'm going to do this. Q1, simply put, wait, I'm losing my thought. Come back, I'm panicking. With branding, here's the thing. So people know me as Fine Shore. That is not my name. That's not a DBA. That's my username. People still call me that. I don't know why, but it is what it is. I'm saying that is I'm Fine Shore. That's my name. I also am a marketing director that works full-time. I do work a full-time job for Brightleaf Homes out in Hinsdale, Illinois. So I do that as well. Guess what? I'm also a speaker. I'm also a streamer. I'm also a husband that serves as a photographer for his wife when we have fun times when she's doing her photo shoots. So there's a lot of different assets of me, and each one is an extension of me. So yes, you can have your personal brand. I assure you, no matter what, nurture your personal brand, but also embrace the brand that you're working for, or the clients that you're working for, or the communities that you love. You love Agorapos, rep it, baby. Rep your brands, rep your communities. You're also being an advocate of that. All these different things are an extension of you as a personal brand and you as a connection to their brand. So I know I said brands a lot. You might have to replay to pass that on, and I'm trying to fit all in like short 10 time. My other point is something I would have done differently. Thinking about what Jessika said, it kind of makes it home for me. Understand your personality. And I have to give a quick shout out to Angus Nelson for helping me do that. I'm an ENFP. I'm a 2-3. So understanding the mechanics and your personal DNA, and then seeing, okay, that's how I approach it when I want to go for a job. Don't just look at the numbers or the paycheck or the brand type. Will they fit you? It's not just about the other way around. Will you be able to be productive and be at your max level self in this environment? If not, unless there's other circumstances, probably don't do it. So now that I wish I would have done back then is align myself with that in companies I've worked for in the past and various clients I've had, and all been blessed, but I would have been more narrow. I probably would have been able to max out more. So understand your DNA and then make sure that you're not settling for less than that, no matter who you're interacting with in business. And almost you can apply it to any other aspect of your life as well.
Troy, I love that. And you know what? I've never even thought about it that way, but understanding who you are, but also not trying to find a job like, the most prestigious one or that's the most money, that'll pay you the most money, but are they a good fit for you? Are you going to be happy there? That's all part of it. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, like majority of the time, then you're kind of wasting your life. You're not really fully living. So Troy, that is such great advice. All right, Jaime, it's your turn. We've got this. All right. So I love you. You guys are all so knowledgeable that I swear we could talk forever. But Jaime, so help answer Stephen's question, how you disseminate there between your personal brand and company brand, as well as what's the one thing that you wish you would have done differently?
So you can definitely have both a personal brand and a professional brand, and they can be cohesive. And the best way to look at this from my perspective is like an umbrella. So a lot of people say the riches are in the niches and you have to niche down to be successful, which seems to freak a lot of people out. I think a lot of this stuff just freaks people out in general. But the thing is that I graduated at the height of the recession. And so I was a generalist because I just needed to get a job and I couldn't. I spoke 4 languages, had 3 degrees, couldn't get a job. And so I was like, well, I can just do anything. But that wasn't really helpful. So I'll leave that for the end when I talk about what I would have done differently. But the thing is, don't be scared of niching down. If you have one specific thing that you have a lot of expertise in, use that as the platform, and then you can have subsets of that platform underneath. So you can do all of the things that you want to do while still focusing on this one thing. So your personal brand is up at the top with your focus, and then your business brand, those are one of the subsets underneath. And especially regarding LinkedIn, the thing that you're going to have the most success with and talking the most about and the most engagement with is yourself. And once people fall in love with you and your story, they'll want to work with you. And having those subsets so they know exactly how to work with you will help you become really successful. And what I wish I would have done differently is I've sort of always been at the forefront of social media. So I was on the very first social media platform I'm sure no one has heard about. It was called Juicer. And it was a platform. Yeah. And if you look online, it's like it never existed. And in my mind, I'm like, did this actually happen? Because I can't find it anywhere. But it was a platform for Jewish teenagers across the world to connect with. And it was followed up shortly after by Black Planet and then MySpace and all these other things. But so I joined that platform, and after a month or so had more connections than anyone on the platform. And I just thought, oh, great, I have so many friends. And this sort of thing happened also when I got on Facebook. When Facebook first started, it was kind of weird to like someone's photo or to comment on it. That just didn't happen that often, which seems like a world away because now that's all you do. But when liking and commenting right before it became normal, I started getting a lot of traction on different things I was posting. And again, I was just like, oh, great, people want to talk to me. I have friends, versus understanding. I wish I could go back in time and say, hey, build a community, do something with this, have some business savvy. But I mean, you can't just have it, you have to learn it. So I think I wish I could have told myself that. And for anyone who is getting started with social media or just getting started in a bigger way, always focus on building that community because it is so useful. Even if you're not trying to start a business, having a group to support you. And like I said before, when you have a personal brand, you'll always be in high demand. Building a community who knows exactly who you are and what you're about and how you can help them will be extremely helpful to you.
And that's another great tip and great advice, Jaime. I love all of that. And it's funny because I was really resistant to join social media in the beginning. I was forced to do it when like my background is meteorology. I did on-camera meteorology, and we were forced to have all the social channels at our stations. And then I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is amazing. And it just the friendships, the interactions, like there's some people that I've been friends with on Twitter or Facebook for years, and we still haven't met in person because some of them are around the world. But it's just like, but we're like best friends. And I've met some of them, others I've met actually in person after years of just on social. And it's like your best friends, you hug each other, and it's like the most amazing thing. So it's powerful if you use it the right way. And my one other tip personally is don't be scared to ask questions. Have, one or two other people for sounding boards on things. And don't be scared to just jump in and do it. And you don't want to be on the sidelines because it can be intimidating with new features. But when they release new features, nobody knows how it's going to work. Nobody has any idea. We're all testing it out. So, jump in, don't be scared, and ask questions because there really is no silly question in social media since everything changes all the time and it's hard for everyone to keep up with it all. So yes, this has been such an awesome conversation. And I want Steve and Love, you can join if you're not already part of Social Pulse community, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask your specific question in Social Pulse community, our new Facebook group. And so we can get some more people commenting on it and seeing what they do as well, because it's such a great conversation. And I know we don't have enough time to really fully dive into it. And Trisha said, striking a balance between being on social media and living on social media is so important. Very well said, Trisha. Very true. So you guys, we are hitting the top of the hour. I would say we might bypass the news since we had such a great conversation, but I'll do the quick headlines, and then we'll go to some fun trivia. And we're going to have all you guys input on it, which will be so much fun. And so for trivia, you can win an Agora Pulse t-shirt, which I'm not wearing, but I pointed at myself, or a mug, your choice. You have to answer both, though, to win. And really quick before that, though, just some quick headline news. Facebook News launches to all in the US this week with addition of local news and video. And just really quick on that, the new product uses journalists to program Facebook News in addition to algorithms to better personalize story selection. Users can react and share articles, but not comment. Users are also able to hide articles, topics, and publishers they don't want to see, which can become problematic in terms of the broadening someone's exposure to the other side. So there are good and bad to this, but it's something that's interesting. So if you have already looked at it or interested in looking at it, let us know what you think about Facebook News. Also, Facebook is introducing managed activity. So whether you're entering the job market or after college or moving on from an old relationship, whatever it is, they understand that people's lives change and they want to make it easier for you to curate your presence on Facebook to more accurately reflect who you are today. And so it allows you actually kind of to throw away some old posts and whatever if you don't want them on there anymore, which is very positive, especially when you're on the job hunt or anything else, and even for relationships. And last but not least, LinkedIn is offering free courses to help you become a stronger ally and have inclusive conversations. And this is really useful and powerful, and I think that should be shared everywhere. There's a lot of great courses from confronting bias, unconscious bias, bystander training from bystander to upstander, skills for inclusive conversations, communicating about culturally sensitive issues, and more. And this is from LinkedIn. So it's one of their free courses or multiple free courses around this subject. So definitely check that out, share that out in your companies, your friends, all of that, because it's a really great resource. With that said, guys, are you ready for some trivia? Because who isn't on a Friday, right? So I'm on Eastern time zone. We're 2 hours away from happy hour. We're getting there. But so this is question number 1, and this is actually on Twitter. So this is according to Brandwatch. So of the more than 1.3 million Twitter accounts that have been created, what percentage left before ever sending a tweet? A lot of people do this. And actually someone has Jennifer Weather, the handle that I want, and has never tweeted. And I'm just like, what? And so I've been trying to get that handle. And the interesting thing is, even if they're still logging in and showing that they're active, whether they're posting or not, you can't take over that handle. I've tried. But so I'm wondering, everyone, so according to Brandwatch, of the more than 1.3 million Twitter accounts that have been created, what percentage left before ever sending a tweet? And you want to answer with A, B, C, or D. Is it 21%, 33%, 44%, or 52%? What do you guys think? Oh my God, Justin said 1C. Troy said B. That's a good, that's.
Am I even allowed to play?
You can totally play. You're not going to win. You can play.
I wanted to share.
Oh, wait, Troy. We'll figure out something. Those numbers are crazy, regardless, aren't they, Justin? I was surprised too. Jessica says A. Stephen says B. I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I give away the answer very easily sometimes. And we have a B there too. That's a great answer. LD Belfast, yes. So you guys think about that for a minute. We're going to go to our second question. And you guys can't Google this, don't do it. Which of the below is not one of the top 5 most followed Twitter accounts? This is a fun one. So this is question number 2. Remember, when you answer 2-A, B, C, or D. So which of the below is not one of the top 5 most followed? Is it Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, or Rihanna? Which one is not in the top 5 most followed? We've got D. You guys remember to put 1 or 2 dash A, B, C, or D. Jessica, what do you think? Or do you know the answer? If you know the answer, don't say it. Christine Gritman said D. I know. I know. They're all up there, guys. So it's like literally by just a little bit. I thought this was a fun one. And who knows who has has the most followed Twitter profile? Who knows that answer? Just comment. Just say it. Oh, look at you guys. You guys are so fun. Mike Alton. Yes. Mike Alton, our producer. Yes. Mike Alton is over 50,000, which is impressive, which is definitely very impressive. Juan Santiago, you guys had great, amazing guesses. I believe that it's Mike Alton. He has the one that's not in the top 5, but he's up there. Mm-hmm. So you guys are so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry the end was a little rapid fire, but the conversation was so good. We should have made this maybe 2 hours. My producer and boss will, after the fact, be like, Jen, no. But seriously, thank you all so much for taking your time to share your brilliance with us. And thank all of you for watching, for just joining us for this really positive, uplifting conversation. I love ending the week this way, especially still social distancing, even though I'm in Georgia and things are opening up. I'm still trying to be smart and safe. But with that said, Jessika, we're going to go one more time around. Jessika, can you let us know where everyone can follow you, find you, hire you, all that good stuff?
Sure. Yeah. And thank you so much for having me on with these amazing people and everybody in the comments. I love it. You can go to jessikaphillips.com. My name's spelled a little different. So Jessika Phillips.com, and all the social links are there.
Awesome. Troy, what about you?
You can find me at Troy. I help you with social. I make you look like a rock star. I'm really good at strategy. I love having conversations. If you want to go on a Facebook Live, whatever, hit me up. I'm out.
Oh my God, Troy, you're so amazing. And Jaime, what about you? Where can people find all your good stuff?
You can find me all across social media at Jaimbalaya, JAIMBALAYA, and on LinkedIn. You can find me at linkedin.com/in/Jaime-Cohen. And my first name is spelled like Jaime, so make sure you spell that right so you can find me.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously, thank you so much. And before we go, we're really excited to announce that we're having Social Media Week Agora Pulse next week. So what that means, it's not a full-blown virtual summit. This is exclusively in our Social Pulse community Facebook group. We're going to go live every single day with an expert at 1 o'clock Eastern. You can obviously rewatch it if you can't join at that time. We're also going to have lots of trivia, and we're going to go live and probably have some panels within that as well. Now, the exciting thing is we are giving away a MacBook Air. That's the grand prize. And basically, you just have to be a part of the group to win. And along with that, we're giving away a free large plan of Agora Pulse for a year every single day. So Monday through Friday, that's 5 large plans. You have to actually use our tool to actually make it a lot easier to do your social media. And we're also going to give away some other fun prizes. And all you have to do is just be a member of the group. This is all exclusively in the group. And this is to help you guys. We understand things are gradually opening up. It's the end of Q2. We're almost halfway through 2020. And we want to make sure that you dominate the rest of the year and the decade. So, we're bringing this to you. It's for free. You don't have to do anything else. And, we would love for you to join us when we're live. If you can't, that's okay too. We get it. You all have lives and you're busy, but definitely join the group so you can actually be a part of the conversation. It's Social Pulse Community. And with that said, happy Friday. Make the rest of today amazing. Make your weekend amazing. And as always, we are here for you at Agora Pulse. If you need anything at all, have any questions about anything, we will help you find a solution for that, whether it's social media or anything else. We're here to support you. So bye, guys. Thank you so much.